So I'm answering your questions, and I got a question from a lady saying, my daughter's hair isn't growing. She's 4 months. Help me use products or what to use on my daughter's hair to help her safely grow hair. So I did part one and part two of that question. So this is a part three of what not to do to your newborn's hair. So absolutely do not do this to your newborn's hair. Do not use products that are made for adults on newborn's hair. Why? Because their follicles are still maturing. Their skin is very sensitive. Their follicles are still maturing. And if you're using adult products, what's going to happen is those chemicals are going to damage these newly maturing follicles, and that can cause permanent damage and permanent hair loss for that baby. So you want to also avoid heavy oils, butters, or thick greases that can clog the follicles because the follicles are starting to mature over time. Your baby is born with all its hair follicles that it will ever have, but the follicles have to mature as they grow. So 3, 6 months, a year, the follicles still are very sensitive. So you don't want to use harsh chemicals on their follicles. Do not wash their hair too often. Overwashing can dry out the scalp. You want to wash their hair maybe 1 to 2 times a week is enough, okay? Also, do not scrub the scalp. This can irritate the scalp. It can cause all kind of problems for your kids, the follicles of the hair. So because you know that the follicles are maturing, you want to do everything you can to protect the follicles and avoid tight styles like ponytails or rubber bands because this causes traction alopecia. And we know that the follicles are maturing, and if you are using rubber bands and you're pulling, the hair out of the follicle, that essentially can cause long-term hair loss in your baby because their follicles are not matured as yet, all right? So stay away from the rubber bands. I know you want to put her hair in a ponytail, but it's best if she just wears a teeny weeny afro, okay? Especially between 3 to 6 months. You don't want to put any kind of tension style on the hair. Do not brush the baby's hair either with a hard brush or bristle. This is not good for the follicles. And avoid using heat on their hair at all costs. They don't need to use heat at all. If you have a newborn, you don't need to use heat on their hair. And do not constantly cover the scalp with tight hats. The follicles need to breathe because they are maturing. And I would say, lastly, allow the baby to have some tummy time so that he or she is not always laying on their head. If you learned anything, I would love to hear from you. Please leave me a comment and also consult your pediatrician if you have any questions or concerns. This is just advice that I'm giving you to help your baby have a healthy hair journey.